Good morning, America. Devastating blast. The urgent search for at least 18 people missing and feared dead at an explosives manufacturing plant in Tennessee.
It's probably been one of the most devastating situations that I've been on in my career.
The explosion heard miles away. Now federal investigators on the scene looking into what went wrong.
Nor'easter threat, the major storm taking aim at the East Coast with flooding rains and high winds from the Carolinas to Boston, plus the heavy rains and flood threats in the West. Our weather team timing it out.
Mass federal layoffs. Pink slips handed out across a number of government agencies as the shutdown drags on and 2 million service members stand to get no paycheck next week.
Hostage release countdown. The gathering overnight in Israel's Hostage Square, with word the return could happen within days, as 250,000 people hike back to shattered homes in Gaza, and U.S. troops arrive in Israel to monitor the fragile ceasefire.
Binge this, our holiday weekend edition from leading men to leading ladies. What to watch.
That's my dad. That's my mom.
Plus how to celebrate this important day in pop culture history.
Big college football weekend, Alabama versus Missouri, and the undefeated matchup, Indiana and Oregon. We're live with ESPN's Desmond Howard.
Dad's three of a kind!
Plus, clean sweep. The Las Vegas Aces celebrate as the new WNBA champions. The smiles and emotional moments, all the highlights ahead.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Saturday. Good morning, America.
And good morning, America. So great to have you with us on this Saturday. Great to have Rachel Scott at the desk this morning. Yes. Yeah, welcome to New York. We've got a lot to cover today. Of course, an exciting night in the WNBA. Yeah. Las Vegas over Phoenix in Game 4, the sweep. All the highlights on that just ahead. But a very busy news morning here we're tracking as well, including the expected imminent release of the Israeli hostages in Gaza. We will go live to Israel in just a bit.
Also, a deal with another major drug maker that President Trump says will mean lower prices for consumers.
Yep, but we do begin in Tennessee and the overnight developments and that massive blast at an explosives plant. 18 people missing, feared dead. ABC's Mola Lengi joined us from the community of Bucksnort. Or Mola, that blast was heard miles away.
Well, yeah, good morning, Janae. 18 people remain unaccounted for here. The search for the missing continues this morning. But you know, the size of the blast, the scale of the damage, all of that making that search extra challenging for authorities. When he was asked to describe the damaged facility here yesterday, the sheriff saying there's nothing left to describe. It's all gone.
This morning, authorities searching for the missing after a deadly explosion at this Tennessee manufacturing plant.
We do have several people at this time that's unaccounted for. We are trying to be mindful of families.
5891 Highway 230 West had an explosion at Accurate Arms. Everybody is en route.
The massive blast occurring at 7:45 Friday morning at Accurate Energetic Systems, a facility with 80 employees that manufactured explosives.
It's probably been one of the most devastating situations that I've been on in my career.
The building completely leveled. Drone video revealing the crater where it once stood. Vehicles in the parking lot charred. The explosion felt all the way across town. This Ring camera 11 miles from the plant shows the shaking. Debris making its way nearly 4 miles away to the yard of Lauren Rourke.
The whole house shook. I looked out my bedroom window and I could just see all kinds of insulation debris just falling down. It's all over our yard, all around the house.
At least 18 people remain unaccounted for, and this morning, authorities still combing through the building debris for survivors.
Our town is a really small town. Just about everyone is probably affected right now because everybody knows somebody that works over there or is, family, and so everybody is hurting.
Well, the investigation here again continues this morning, not only the search for the missing, but also into what exactly caused this blast. You have ATF agents as well as Homeland Security agents on scene here assisting in that investigation. They're expected to be here for at least a few more days wet.
Yeah, so many questions and a devastating scene there. Mola Lengi for us, thank you. We're also tracking a developing nor'easter threatening to bring days of high winds and heavy rainfall to the East Coast. Meteorologist Leslie Lopez from our Los Angeles station KBC is here in New York to time it all out for us. Leslie, good morning.
Good morning. Good to be back with you. But we were talking about this nor'easter, so let's talk about a potential nor'easter. This is what it looks like right now if you are out towards the Hollandale area. This was just a few hours ago. Yesterday, we're watching out for a coastal flooding through the area. I mean, significant flooding because of the high tide and the flooding that's pulling in that area. But I want to take you over to what's happening over the next several hours, the timing of this system. This is going to be an area of low pressure, again, potentially developing into a significant nor'easter, moving from Miami all the way up to the eastern seaboard. Now, pre-storm onshore winds are taking place, but as we're moving you through, you could see that anywhere up and down this coastline could see some major impacts. So we're talking about the Outer Banks eventually tomorrow being impacted by this, and then all the way up towards, it looks like the East Coast, bringing in some high winds, wind advisories, and some of these impacts really do include very, very strong gusty winds. So some of these winds could get up to about 50 to 60 miles per hour. And of course, the flooding and the beach erosion along the coast will be a big concern. Anywhere from Sunday night all the way through Tuesdays, where we're looking at some of the biggest concerns. All right, we'll send back over your way, Rachel.
Yeah, be on the lookout this weekend. All right, Leslie, thank you. Now to the latest on the government shutdown. Still no end in sight, and now mass layoffs are underway. ABC's Karen Travers has more from Washington. Karen, the president making good on his threat to fire federal workers.
That's right, Rachel. And firing federal workers during a government shutdown is unprecedented. But the White House has been threatening to cut thousands of jobs. And Rachel, these layoffs come as many government workers are worried about when they'll see their next paycheck.
We have a lot of big announcements.
Overnight, the Trump administration making good on its threat, telling some federal workers they're fired.
It'll be a lot of people.
The full scope of the layoffs is unclear, but the White House Budget Office in a court filing Friday night saying more than 4,000 federal workers will be fired. The biggest cuts coming at the Departments of the Treasury and Health and Human Services, according to the filing. Layoffs also happening at Commerce, Education, Energy, HUD, and Homeland Security. The White House says it has to fire workers to be able to afford essential government services. But President Trump has called the shutdown an unprecedented opportunity to make cuts.
It'll be Democrat-oriented because we figure, they started this thing, so they should be Democrat-oriented. It'll be a lot, and we'll announce the numbers over the next couple of days.
The largest union representing federal workers slamming the firings, calling it disgraceful. And as the government shutdown drags on, federal employees and their families feeling the pain. Many federal workers receiving only a partial paycheck on Friday, the last payment they'll get until the shutdown ends. And next week, 2 million U.S. service members will get no paycheck. Nikita Fowler's husband has served in the Navy for nearly 19 years.
Do we have enough money to fill the tank so that we can drive them to soccer practice? Or is this something where we have to save the gas money so that my husband can have enough to drive to work every day? Because he's still required to go every day, even though he's not being paid.
Senators left town for the weekend and will not hold votes until Tuesday, which ensures the government shutdown will last at least 2 weeks. Janae?
At least 2 weeks. All right, Karen, thank you for that. Now to the impact of the government shutdown on air travel as TSA agents and air traffic controllers are forced to work without pay. ABC's Melissa Don joins us from Los Angeles with that part of the story. Melissa, good morning to you.
Good morning, Janae. Exactly. So millions are expected to travel this holiday weekend, and the ongoing shutdown may impact air travel. Yes, air traffic controllers, TSA employees, they're working without pay until the government opens back up. Now, the FAA is reporting an increase in air traffic controller shortages at facilities across the country, while the National Air Traffic Controllers Association president put out a statement saying workers are showing up, adding that the ongoing controller shortage predates the shutdown, while the Secretary of Transportation warning that controllers who don't show up won't get paid and could even be let go. Just yesterday, ATC staffing shortages led to flight delays at Phoenix and Chicago airports, and come Tuesday, it'll be the last partial paycheck for the more than 13,000 air traffic controllers. So the advice from a major airline trade group is anyone heading to the airport right now is encouraged to pack their patience.
Okay, Melissa, thanks for that. This morning, trade tensions are escalating between the U.S. and China as President Trump threatens an additional 100% tariff on goods imported from China, a move that sent Wall Street tumbling. ABC's Alex Brachet joins us now from Washington with the latest. Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. And like so many of these announcements, the news came swift and in the form of a social media post. New 100% tariffs on Chinese imports will start November 1st. President Trump also plans to impose export controls on any and all critical software. And Trump says this is a response to China blindsiding him when it announced large-scale export controls of its own. The president accused China of trying to hold the world captive using its rare earth minerals. He added that he could roll back these sanctions if tensions cool. Now, this comes at a time where there is a trade truce between the U.S. and China. Tariffs on Chinese imports are currently at 30%, down from 145% earlier this year. Now, Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping were set to meet in South Korea during the APEC forum later this month. That meeting is now in jeopardy. President Trump telling reporters on Friday, "I don't know we're going to have it." And this news is sparking fears that a trade war could reignite. The market's already reacting. The Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and that tech-heavy NASDAQ down big on Friday, Whit.
And Alex, President Trump also making an announcement about prescription drugs. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, wait. So AstraZeneca, the largest drug maker in the UK, is striking a deal to offer deep discounts on the company's catalog of more than 36 medications. Americans will get something called the most favored nation pricing. And AstraZeneca now joins Pfizer, who struck a similar deal last month. Patients will be able to buy their prescriptions directly through a new Trump RX website starting early next year, according to the White House. Rachel?
Yeah, still big questions if other drug makers will join. All right, Alex Brachet for us. Thank you. We turn overseas now to the Middle East. The critical window to release the Israeli hostages has started. It comes 2 years after the attack by Hamas that set off the devastating war in Gaza. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Tel Aviv with the latest. Good morning, Marcus.
Rachel, good morning. An anxious wait here in Tel Aviv as the families of those remaining hostages prepare to be reunited with their loved ones, while U.S. troops have arrived here to help with the next steps of this delicate truce. This morning, U.S. troops have arrived in Israel to monitor a fragile ceasefire in Gaza. Officials say the troops will help with logistics and coordinate planning and security in the region as work to implement the next phase of the peace agreement gets underway. Officials stressing the 200 troops will not go into Gaza, where more than 24 hours into the ceasefire, the guns are still silent. This is an indescribable day, Ali Rihan says. Today the war has ended, God willing. And families displaced from their homes once again heading north, returning to what is left of their lives. But most of Gaza is in ruins. The UN says 92% of the buildings here have either been damaged or destroyed in the 2-year-long war.
Shabbat Shalom.
While in Israel, families of the 48 held hostage by Hamas anxiously wait to be reunited with their loved ones. 20 are believed to still be alive. Itzhak Horn's 2 sons were taken by Hamas. One has been returned, while the other is believed to be among the 20 living hostages. Horn telling our EN panel that while he is happy, part of him remains unsure because, quote, "I know who we are dealing with here." Officials signaling the release could happen at any time as the 72-hour deadline to release the hostages approaches. Israeli forces have partially withdrawn to the Yellow Line, making way for Hamas to begin the process of returning the hostages, both the living and the dead. Israel threatening to resume its heavy bombardment on the enclave if the hostages are not released by the deadline. President Trump now preparing to visit the region early next week, expected to meet with Israeli officials and later host a summit of world leaders in Egypt, marking the end of a vicious war that, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry, has claimed the lives of more than 67,000 people in Gaza. And this ceasefire calls for the immediate surge of humanitarian aid into Gaza, as UN-backed experts say more than 500,000 Palestinians are starving. Now, that's something Israel denies. And Janae, so much is unknown about the future of this truce. One key question is whether Hamas will agree to disarm. Janae.
All so incredibly fragile, Marcus. Thank you for that update.
Attorneys now for Luigi Mangione, this is the man accused of killing healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, are asking for some of the criminal charges to be dropped and evidence excluded. Now, that includes the one count that could leave him facing the death penalty. After Thompson's killing, Mangione was arrested following a multi-state manhunt. His attorneys now saying statements made when officers approached him
alongside items he allegedly had with him when arrested, including his backpack and ammunition, should be tossed. They say Mangione was not read his rights and a warrant was needed. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to state and federal charges.
All right, well, now to the WNBA Finals and the big victory overnight. The Aces celebrating after sweeping the series against the Phoenix Mercury. ABC's Perry Russum is here with the highlights. It was a good series, Perry.
Hey, yeah, good morning. Back in August, the Aces were 14-14 on the year. They lost a game by 53 points. The second half of the season, they turned it around, and now they are champions again.
That's three of a kind for the Las Vegas Aces.
Overnight, the Las Vegas Aces once again WNBA champions, their third title in 4 years, making them a dynasty in the W. The Aces with a clean sweep of the Phoenix Mercury, winning the 7-game series 4-9.
Wilson sees a lane, lays it in.
The Aces jumping out to an early lead in the first quarter, led by league MVP A'ja Wilson. Jackie Young with a full court pass to Wilson, beating the defense.
Wilson the catch and finish. Beautifully done.
Moments later, Wilson escaping what could have been a major injury, appearing to roll her right ankle, but it could not slow her down.
And then the steal.
Wilson with the steal and score.
Lloyd back to Wilson for the finish.
Wilson ending the night with 31 points and 3 blocks, showing why she was named co-defensive player of the year.
Copper has height on Evans, and the bucket, plus the foul.
After being down 20, the Mercury clawing back in the fourth quarter, getting within single digits.
Kicks to Gray, her three is good.
Until Chelsea Gray hits 2 major threes.
Gray's three, you bet.
The Aces winning the game 97-86. Wilson named Finals MVP, visibly emotional as she hugged her parents on the court.
All we had to do was believe in one another, and you see that tonight. So we're grateful, we're blessed, and I wouldn't do it with any other group than I am today.
It really was a historic season for A'ja Wilson, the first player to win the league MVP 4 times. She also scored more than 300 points in a single postseason. She is the first player to ever do that, guys. And watching the game last night, they're talking about her stats and awards, saying the first to do this, the first to do that. She is only 29 years old, so we have a long way to go with her.
Arguably one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
And so do we start using the word dynasty?
100%.
Like 3 and 4 years.
100%, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Perry. Appreciate it.
100%. I love that, Perry.
Dynasty for the Aces. You know it. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning America, the frightening moments for singer Billie Eilish when she's grabbed by a fan at a recent show.
Plus, College Game Day Week 7, a battle of the undefeated is in focus as ESPN's Desmond joins us from Oregon.
And in our next hour, a husband and wife, each facing a frightening diagnosis of breast cancer. Their struggle together and now how they're helping others.
I'm going to do a Mrs. Doubtfire, but with football.
Welcome back to GMA. It's the series Capturing Hearts. Chad Powers, Will Gans will give you the scoop about the show, how you can catch up on the episodes, and a special guest in the new episode. That's ahead and binge this. I love Mrs. Doubtfire, so I'm sold on it.
I'm excited
All
to
the
see
makeup, the nose, the hair,
yeah,
everything going on. All right, now let's take a look at some of the other big stories that we're following on this Saturday morning. Plans were revealed to build Qatar a training facility at an Air Force base in Idaho. The Qataris saying that they have a 10-year commitment with the U.S. to host F-15 pilots. The U.S. has several similar partnerships with other nations. Qatar is home to the largest U.S. base in the Middle East.
And new video this morning of singer Billie Eilish being grabbed by a fan at her recent show in Miami. Take a look at this. It appears she was pulled into the barricade. Her security team immediately pulling her back. She kept going toward the stage and appears to be okay.
And epic baseball overnight. The Seattle Mariners with the 3-2 victory after 15 innings with the Detroit Tigers. Now they advance to their first American League Championship Series since 2001. The Mariners will face off against the Toronto Blue Jays tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting good.
Yankees fans still licking their wounds.
I know. That was tough.
Tough one. But great baseball still ahead. We do start this half hour, though, with what's shaping up to be an exciting day in college football. Game day, setting up shop in Eugene, Oregon for a game between two undefeateds and Heisman Trophy winner. ESPN football analyst, our buddy Desmond Howard's out there. Desmond, we saw you off camera there getting the crowd all fired up and everything. We're going to get to that game in just a minute. We also have this Big Ten showdown in a moment, or the ranked battle in the SEC. Forgive me, Alabama heading down to Mizzou. How can the Crimson Tide keep their hot streak going against the Tigers?
Well, guys, before we talk about that game, I got my friends here, and they want to say one thing to you. 1, 2, 3. GMA from Eugene, Oregon, baby.
How about that? That's incredible.
A little bit about the SEC. Hey, I guess this is my buddies. This week, a great crowd. This is the reason we love coming to Eugene, Oregon. It's a great crowd. Now, you want to talk a little bit about Alabama, Missouri. You got to start with Alabama's quarterback, Ty Simpson. He's having a fantastic season so far. He's like one of the top 10 in the nation, averaging just under 300 passing yards a game. 13 touchdown passes and only 1 interception. But you're looking at this Missouri team, guys. They may present a problem. They're one of the top rushing offenses in the nation. Ahmad Hardy, their running back right there, averages 146 yards on the ground, 7 yards per carry, and he's just a great story. He went from a zero recruit to the leading rusher in the FBS. So this is going to be a heck of a battle in the SEC, Alabama versus Missouri.
Oh, I am still not over that crowd, that energy. I can feel it all the way here in New York. All right, so the Red River rivalry, I'm trying not to get that tongue twister in there, is back. Texas coming off that tough loss to Florida. What's key for each team today?
I tell you what, guys, Texas is going to have to toughen up in the trenches. They played 2 Power 4 teams, obviously, a week ago, Florida, and beginning of the season, they played Ohio State, and they didn't fare well in the trenches. Arch Manning, he didn't play well, and I think that when you look at this Oklahoma team, first of all, they are stout at the line of scrimmage. They control the line of scrimmage offensively, defensively, and then they're going to get their quarterback back, too. John Matera, about 17, 19 days ago, he had surgery on his throwing hand. He messed up a bone in his thumb, but he's going to play today, too. So this is going to be a really big game for Texas. They need this win to try to salvage their season.
All right, so Desmond, I appreciate the love on the Missouri Tigers because basically you said that they're going to win today, so thank you for that. Now let's talk about game day there in Eugene for the big game between Indiana and Oregon. Oh, I love hearing that crowd. What are you most excited to see in this matchup between these undefeated teams?
Well, guys, there are 2 really sensational quarterbacks in this game. We can start off with the Hoosiers. Fernando Mendoza, he's having a heck of a season. Transferred over from Cal. So far, has completed 70% of his passes, 16 touchdowns, but he's only thrown 1 interception. He's very comfortable in this system. He's a guy who gets the ball out quickly, makes fast decisions, and he can present a problem for this Oregon defense. But then you have Dante Moore. We saw him 2 weeks ago up in Happy Valley. This guy, by some analysts' prediction, is in the lead for the Heisman right now. And he's also an accomplished author. He wrote a children's book, From Journey to Dream, by Dante Moore. Nice little children's book.
I cannot believe that it is only like 4:30 in the morning there, Des, but they are up. They are fired up for their number 3 team. Thank you all so much for the excitement this morning.
Absolutely.
And you can watch Des and the crew on College Game Day starting at 9 a.m. Eastern live from the University of Oregon and catch a full slate of college football games on ABC with games at noon, 3:30 and 7:30 Eastern, so buckle up.
Are they just waking up, or is it like they're
I
going to go to
don't
bed
know.
after this?
I don't know.
Yeah, which is it?
Yeah.
Now, with an ABC News investigation of an increasingly common scam involving Bitcoin ATMs that have popped up in many places across the country, the ordeal of one woman was captured on police body camera video as authorities say an alleged scammer pressured her into giving up her life savings. ABC's Jay O'Brien has more on how she was saved in the nick of time.
Hello.
She's at $23,000 already.
Where's she at right now?
You're watching a cryptocurrency scam caught in real time.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Please, I have the bank on the phone.
Okay, let me talk to who you're talking to on the bank.
I'm in danger.
Okay, stop putting money in there.
Fran Bates is loading tens of thousands of dollars of her life savings into something called a Bitcoin ATM.
No, you're not.
And is one click away from losing it all.
Don't click, I'm done. Do not click anything.
Over the course of 2 days, a scammer convinced the 85-year-old her bank account had been hacked and she needed to put her money into a machine she'd never seen before for safety.
True. That's
it seems
exactly
so
what
hard to believe.
I know, and you think if you had to listen to it, you would wonder what's going on with that woman. Doesn't she realize what they're doing to her? No, you don't. It's a horrible, horrible experience.
Fran is just one of dozens of victims ABC News and our owned television stations have found whose scams ended at a Bitcoin ATM, a machine popular in gas stations, supermarkets, and liquor stores that experts tell us scammers are increasingly using as a tool to separate Americans from their hard-earned cash.
They look pretty much like a regular ATM. The difference is you don't really get money out of them. You put money in and buy cryptocurrency.
Data from the FBI shows Americans collectively lost nearly $250 million to scams using Bitcoin ATMs in 2024, more than double from the previous year.
These are all transnational criminal groups. Yeah, these are not one-off guys in grandma's basement.
Adam Zarazinski, a crypto forensics expert, tracks the sophisticated criminal networks behind these scams and explained why he believes more isn't being done by the companies operating these machines.
Money. It's money.
They have a financial incentive to let people be scammed?
Yep, because they make a percent on every transaction.
And while the vast majority of these victims never see a dime back,
no, listen to me. Do you really want to fight this fight with me?
For Fran Bates, a police lieutenant intervened just in time after Mindy Jordan, a quick-thinking bystander at that gas station, called 911.
I hate when somebody tries to take advantage of somebody that's not able to protect themselves or defend themselves in that case, you know, and I feel like they were taking advantage of you, and I was like, no.
The pair reunited here for the first time.
She was my angel.
Your angel?
Yes, she rescued me.
For Good Morning America, Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
That is quite a story. Our thanks to Jay for that. For many people, this is a holiday weekend, which means curling up and catching up on some movies and shows. So this morning, Mr. Will Gans is here with Binge This, telling us what to watch.
There we go. It is. All right. Let's get into it. If we're talking leading men this weekend, there's no better guy for that gig than Glenn Powell. The Texas-born A-lister stars in Chad Powers, a new TV show about a washed-up college football player who goes undercover to try to restart his career. Episode 4 features a cameo from Chad's real-life mom, Glenn's real-life mom, I should say. His dad also makes a cameo, so does Eli Manning. The 4th episode, though, drops on October 14th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+, with new episodes dropping every Tuesday. Or other leading men, if you want to know what life was like off camera for another era of leading men, check out John Candy, I Like Me on Amazon Prime Video. It's a documentary all about the star of Uncle Buck, Spaceballs, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The film features interviews, y'all, from Bill Murray, Catherine O'Hara, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Eugene Levy, Conan O'Brien, Tom Hanks, and so many others. It's touching, it's funny, it runs less than 2 hours.
Chad Powers has given me some ideas. I still have a year of soccer eligibility left in college.
Okay, I know a lot of talented makeup artists that are right upstairs. Yes.
We'll see. Okay, let's move on to the leading ladies, though. What are we watching this week?
All right, let's start with The Woman in Cabin 10. This is the new Netflix movie based on the best-selling 2016 novel by Ruth Ware. Keira Knightley plays a travel writer on a luxury yacht who witnesses a passenger go overboard, but no one believes her when she starts telling people. Is it a cover-up? Is she going crazy? You can stream The Woman in Cabin 10 on Netflix
Great
right now.
book, by the way, too. The book is
A
amazing.
real page-turner, yeah. Or if you want real-life drama instead of fictionalized versions on the small screen, Victoria Beckham is a new 3-part docuseries. Yes, about Posh Spice and her rise to fashion icon status. The series, also on Netflix, reveals Victoria Beckham's personal struggles with her relationship to food, how she would spend the Spice Girls wardrobe budget on Gucci, and it traces her journey from designer and fashion icon, pop star, everything in between. Great for any people of the world who want to spice up the life.
Amen.
Yes.
I still have all my Spice Girls dolls.
Oh,
good for you. Collective. I'm looking, saving them.
We need proof.
All right, finally, Will, you say that today is the most important day in pop culture.
Some would say, and I'm passing the Oreos and peanut butter for the occasion.
Ooh, here we go.
Your birthday's on October 11th. Yes, today is Hallie and Annie's birthday from The Parent Trap, the 1998 Nancy Meyers classic, back in the zeitgeist thanks to 1, being perennially iconic, 2, an off-Broadway show called Ginger Twinsies, which is hosting an official birthday party here in New York City tonight, and 3, Meredith Blake herself, Elaine Hendricks, absolutely crushing it on Dancing with the Stars this season. But for the rest of us, I recommend celebrating Hallie and Annie's birthday like these guys are right here by watching The Parent Trap on Disney Plus and busting out the Oreos and peanut butter the way everyone's favorite Ginger Twinsies would.
You know one big problem here?
Yeah.
You didn't bring milk.
I didn't bring the milk.
Or water for
Also,
you guys.
You guys were so dainty with your peanut butter scoops, taking little bites. I said, rah.
She's done this before.
Bye. I know, that's my snack. Thank
We'll
you
be
for
right
that,
back.
Will.
We'll be right back.
With milk.
Good morning, America. It's our second hour. Devastating blast. The urgent search for at least 18 people missing and feared dead at an explosives manufacturing plant in Tennessee.
It's probably been one of the most devastating situations that I've been on in my career.
The blast heard miles away. Now, federal investigators on the scene looking into what went wrong.
The inspiring story of a husband and wife both diagnosed with breast cancer.
It was very hard to process the whole thing.
Now making a difference with the organization that stepped up to help them.
I think it's a lifeline for us.
And how you can support your own loved ones through the journey.
Is Miranda Priestley ready for some mayhem?
Gird your loins.
What's in store for The Devil Wears Prada 2? Fans are going gaga over the announcement.
A day at Disneyland. Insider tips to stretching your dollar.
Are we ready?
Our Becky Worley went for a ride.
The Disneyland app is going to be your best friend.
And has all the tricks to supersize your Disney fun. As we say, good morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Saturday. Good morning, America.
Happy Saturday, happy weekend to you. Good morning, America. So great to have Rachel Scott here with us.
Always.
Coming up, planning for a comfortable retirement, even if you think you've put it off for too long.
More on that, exactly.
Never too early. That's what I was going to say.
True.
Is you going to say?
Of course. We also have a lot of news to get to this morning. We're going to go live to Israel with the ceasefire holding. The big question now, when will the hostages be released as Gazans head home?
But first, overnight developments in Tennessee from that deadly massive blast at an explosives plant. Let's get right back to ABC's Mola Lengi. And Mola, so many unaccounted for.
Yeah, good morning, Rachel. The search for the missing continues this morning. 18 people, at least 18, remain unaccounted for. And you know, the size of the blast, the scale of the damage, all of that making this search extra difficult for authorities. When he was asked to describe the damaged facility here yesterday, the sheriff saying there's nothing left to describe. It's all gone.
This morning, authorities searching for the missing after a deadly explosion at this Tennessee manufacturing plant.
We do have several people at this time that's unaccounted for. We are trying to be mindful of families.
5891 Highway 230 West had an explosion at Accurate Arms. Everybody is en route.
The massive blast occurring at 7:45 Friday morning at Accurate Energetic Systems, a facility with 80 employees that manufactured explosives.
It's probably been one of the most devastating situations that I've been on in my career.
The building completely leveled. Drone video revealing the crater where it once stood. Vehicles in the parking lot charred. The explosion felt all the way across town. This Ring camera 11 miles from the plant shows the shaking. Debris making its way nearly 4 miles away to the yard of Lauren Rourke.
The whole house
shook. I looked out my bedroom window and I could just see all kinds of insulation debris just falling down. It's all over our yard, all around the house.
At least 18 people remain unaccounted for, and this morning, authorities still combing through the building debris for survivors.
Our town is a really small town. Just about everyone is probably affected right now because everybody knows somebody that works over there or is, family. And so everybody is hurting.
Well, again, the investigation continues this morning. The search for the missing, as well as exactly what caused this blast. You have ATF agents, as well as Homeland Security agents on the ground here helping in that investigation. They're expected to be here for at least a few more days, Janae.
All right, so many unanswered questions, Mola. Thank you. Now we're going to turn to the latest on the government shutdown with no end in sight. Mass layoffs have been announced. So let's go back to Karen Travers in Washington tracking the latest. Good morning again, Karen.
Good morning, Janae. Firing federal workers during a government shutdown is unprecedented, but the White House is now making good on that threat of mass layoffs. The full scope of the firings is unclear, but last night the White House Budget Office in a court filing said more than 4,000 federal workers will be let go. The biggest cuts are coming at the departments of the Treasury and Health and Human Services. The White House says it has to fire workers to be able to afford essential government services, but the president has called the shutdown an unprecedented opportunity to make cuts. Now, as this government shutdown drags on, federal employees and their families are feeling the pain. Many federal workers received only a partial paycheck on Friday, and that is the last payment they're going to get until the shutdown ends. And next week, 2 million U.S. service members, they'll get no paycheck. Senators left town for the weekend, and they are not going to be back until Tuesday to hold votes, and that ensures the shutdown is going to last at least 2 weeks. Rachel?
Yeah, lawmakers still getting their paychecks even when they're out of town. All right, Karen Travers, good to have you with us. Karen, thank you. To the ceasefire in the Middle East now, and this morning we are now in the critical window for the Israeli hostages to be released. It comes 2 years after the attack by Hamas that set off the devastating war in Gaza. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Tel Aviv. Good morning to you again, Marcus.
Rachel, good morning. U.S. troops have arrived here in Israel to monitor this fragile ceasefire in Gaza. Officials say the troops will help with logistics and coordinate planning and security in the region as they work to implement the next phase of this peace agreement. Officials stressing that the 200 troops will not be going into Gaza. Now, the first phase of the ceasefire has been in place for more than 24 hours, and the guns are still silent. We have seen really remarkable images of displaced families returning to what is left of their homes. But most of Gaza is in ruins. The UN says 92% of the buildings there have either been damaged or destroyed, while here in Israel, families of the 48 held hostage by Hamas are anxiously awaiting to be reunited with their loved ones. 20 are believed to still be alive, and officials are signaling that this release could happen at any time now as the 72-hour deadline to release the hostages approaches, and with President Trump has said that he will travel to the region in the coming days.
And so many watching all of these developments very closely. Marcus Moore for us, thank you. Meantime, back here at home, trade tensions are escalating with China. President Trump is threatening an additional 100% tariff on goods imported from China. The news from a social media post saying the tariffs will start November 1st. The president also saying that he plans to impose export controls on any and all critical software. All of this follows restrictions that China announced on rare earth minerals. Wall Street tumbled on the news with the Dow dropping nearly 2%, the S&P falling 2.7%, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ down 3.5% on Friday.
And in big sports news, a big victory overnight. The Las Vegas Aces are once again WNBA champions after sweeping the Phoenix Mercury 97-86. It is their third title in 4 years, officially making them a dynasty. Which is a sports team winning 3 titles in 5 years. A'ja Wilson named Finals MVP, saying all the team had to do was believe in one another. They certainly pulled it off.
Sure did. Yeah, it's fun to watch, too. Coming up here on our GMA Morning Menu, Rest Easy. We are showing you how to start now so that you can retire comfortably.
Also ahead, the big role on the big screen that Jeremy Allen White was born for.
And Tori Johnson is here with can't miss steals on comforts for home. We're excited about that popcorn, Tori. We'll be right back. We are are back now with our GMA cover story, planning for retirement no matter your age. How one financial planner is on a mission to help people get a plan in place and find a way to save that works for them.
I was behind the 8 ball, not knowing if I'm going to have enough money to live on.
Planning for retirement can be stressful.
There was a sense of shame saying to ourselves, we don't have enough money.
A lot of things come to mind that you didn't really have to worry about before.
It can feel like it's too late to plan. Only 45% of Americans contribute to an employer-sponsored retirement plan.
It's never too late to start making better decisions.
Certified financial planner Tyler Rend says he was inspired to help people like his mom, Gloria, a single public school teacher, make the most out of their retirement starting at any age. For people in their 30s and 40s, build your base.
Investing early really lets you take advantage of compounding interest. So that dollar that you saved is going to keep growing.
In your 50s, supercharge your savings.
This is your highest earning years of your career. That's a really good time to take advantage of that extra income and not be susceptible to lifestyle creep. That's where you start spending more.
And in your 60s, get your plan in place.
One of the biggest things that we see with people in their 60s is really unclear expectations around what those healthcare costs are going to be. For everyone, sit down with someone who's an expert on Part B premiums, the out-of-pockets for co-pays, deductibles, etc., and build that into your financial plan.
Finally, Tyler says retirement should be a celebratory time for everyone.
It's not too late to look at what you have and start trying to save towards it.
So at the beginning, it was very difficult for me. And then I was feeling guilty, but at the end, you deserve that.
I think it also kind of helped us think about retirement as not necessarily retiring from something, but retiring to something.
I'm looking forward to my retirement now. I want to leave a legacy for my family.
So Tyler says people tend to get paralyzed if they haven't planned ahead, especially if you're not making a lot of money. His goal is to let people know that it's never too late to make a plan. So there's always time.
I love that what he said, retiring to something,
yes,
not from
exactly.
something.
Yep.
Very positive.
It is overwhelming, though, for sure. And so, but you got to get to that plan.
Yep.
Good information there.
All right, it is time now for Pop News with the one and only Will Gann.
The one and only.
Yeah.
Earlier it was Mr. What's next? His Royal Highness. Anyone want to throw some?
Definitely not that one.
Oh, okay.
The other two, yeah.
All right, Mr. the one and only. All right, let's begin with another one and only. The Devil Wears Prada. And the devil may wear Prada, but is she ready for Gaga? Well, apparently, we're going to find out in the sequel. According to Variety, Lady Gaga is set to appear in the upcoming Devil Wears Prada 2. She, of course, is busy on her Mayhem Ball tour, but she made some time to make an appearance on set in Italy after wrapping 4 sold-out shows at the O2 Arena in London. Then, of course, hopping over to Milan for filming. Stars Meryl Streep and Stanley Tucci were recently spotted filming in Italy, sitting in front row in character at the Dolce & Gabbana fashion show during Milan Fashion Week. No word yet on what Lady Gaga's role might be or if she's playing herself. Next up for Gaga, the next stop on her tour, of course, in Stockholm.
She's a busy lady.
She is a busy lady, but I mean, like, we forget that this is like sort of perfect for her. She's an Oscar nominee.
Yeah.
She is a fashion icon, so it makes sense.
It fits.
It fits. All right, next, I picked this story, Whit, just for you. So listen.
Oh, so nice of you.
Yeah, Good Boy is the new horror movie in theaters told from a dog's perspective. It's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes at 89%. The movie has rave reviews for its 4-legged lead, Indy. And now the movie studio, IFC, has written a letter on Indy's behalf to the Academy, advocating for animals to be included in Oscars contention. The letter was shared by Variety, and it reads, despite my critically acclaimed role in the recent film Good Boy, I have been deemed ineligible for the Best Actor category. Apparently, I am not a good enough boy for you. But Indy continues, how many great performances must go overlooked before the Academy throws us a bone?
You know what? Agree, 100%.
Is Indy a toller? You don't have
I don't
dog.
know.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have, but I bet Indy's a toller.
He's an actor. I do know
I
that.
have 2 former foster dogs, both named Indy.
Really?
Really?
Right,
But were they Oscar winners?
Oh, absolutely.
But when you look
Life
back
winners.
at some of the best, films of the last few years, the donkey from Banshees of Inisherin, the dog from The Artist, there are some really excellent animal actors.
You're here for the animals.
Yeah, the donkey. I don't know. Sticking up for the underdog, literally. All right, finally, huge music news this morning. 2 of the most iconic musicians alive have announced they will collab on a new track and music video. I'm talking, of course, about Peppa Pig and Baby Shark. The duet is slated to drop on December 26th and will blend both brands' iconic theme songs. But that got us thinking, you guys, about the best duets of all time. According to Ranker, the #3 greatest duet ever is... Yes.
Oh, yeah.
David Bowie and Queen with Under Pressure. And coming in at #2...
Oh, yeah.
We have Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell with Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Ranker's #1 best duet ever is...
I mean,
I know. Yes, Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta with You're the One That I Want. Now, given this musical inspiration in the news of Peppa P and Baby Shark collaborating, I asked you guys who you would love to hear on a track together. Janae, do you remember who you said?
Yes, I said Beyonce and Rihanna.
Beyonce and Rihanna. I mean, at this point, I would take
anything
from Rihanna. Rachel, you said
Olivia Dean and Adele.
Olivia Dean and Adele, which of course would be amazing. And Whit,
I thought I'd mix it up. Steve Perry from Journey and Shabuzi.
I mean, that is a cross-generational.
I feel like that's a thing. Look at it right there. Let's do it.
Who did you say?
I said Taylor Swift and one Will Gant.
Oh, okay.
Imagine us on a track together.
Let's make it happen.
I'd stream it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope it happens.
Pig and Baby Shark.
That one's too good. All right, thanks, Will. Whit is headed over now to Deals.
That's right. Ooh, getting up off the couch on camera. That's a little rough for me. All right, Tori. Here we go. Time for Deals and Steals. And what do we have already?
We're going to talk about comfort at home. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, so first we're starting with Hug Sleep. Their signature product. Hold this one up right here for me. So that is a pod that you could sleep in. So this is a size small.
It's like a sleeping bag?
Yes, but it's like a hug, like a cocoon, as opposed to a weighted blanket. And here's what's awesome. It stretches and it moves with you, just like that on screen. So you're not constricted at all. You get to move with it, but you always have that sort of cuddly, cocoon, calming feeling, which is what helps people fall asleep and stay asleep better. And then we also have their big body pillow.
These are amazing.
These are amazing. This one allows you, it feels so good. It accommodates
like
to any position. Yep, it feels so fabulous, and it's all 50% off.
50% off. We love it.
All right, we're sticking with some more pillows here because we do know that the right pillow really is key to great sleep.
Absolutely.
So we've got a couple of options from Honeydew. This right here is their scrumptious side sleeper. And you see that it's got this curve right here that allows your neck and shoulders and head to all stay in alignment. But what's really special about this is that it feels soft and luxurious, and yet it's never going to go flat. So even though it will sort of squeeze and accommodate to you, it's not going to lose that awesome shape. And then this one right here is their classic Essence pillow, which feels really good too. And it's got a little bit of gel on the inside as well. So it's going to help sleep cooler. So if cooling's for you, these are 50% off and free shipping.
Cooling's for me.
Cooling's
Love
for you.
it. Okay.
All right, excellent.
Thank you, Tori.
All right, making their GMA Deals debut. This is the Wind Chime Company. They're so beautiful.
These remind me of my place as a kid. My mom loves these things.
They're so beautiful. So whether it is to comfort, to celebrate, to inspire, it's a beautiful way to kind of just sit back and enjoy the sounds. Sometimes it takes you to another place. Sometimes it helps with a healing journey. Sometimes it's really just about remembering something, just like the way you're thinking about, childhood. They're gorgeous. They're packaged beautifully, even for gifting, and they're 50% off.
Love it.
Yeah, the sounds are really beautiful. All right, in the kitchen. Comfort is no mess, right? We like no mess. So this is fry wall. So when you're frying, oftentimes the splatter gets all over the countertop. And maybe you're searing something, so you don't want a lid, because a lid prevents your proteins from searing properly. This allows you to literally prevent any splatter, but also allowing you to see, stir, being able to deal with your food without having to put a lid on it. And then they collapse really small for easy storage.
That's amazing. Easy to clean.
So easy to clean, easier to use, 50% off.
We've had our eye on the snacks.
Okay, so are you a butter, cheese, caramel? Will has been grabbing at it.
Butter.
Cheese is you. Okay. Whoa, that was good. That was good. You know what? Comfort sometimes means curling up on the couch with some popcorn. Like Janae sitting over there. I could see her with like some popcorn in her hand.
I'm really good at this.
That was
I haven't done this in
amazing.
years.
Like
it's amazing.
We could do a circus act. That was fabulous.
Circus is awesome. always been my life goal.
Right? I mean, I don't know, but that was pretty impressive. So no matter how you choose to eat your popcorn, whether it's on the couch or in performance mode like Wit, these all from Popcorn Factory are fabulous. It's their classic 3 flavors, always a winner.
And
all
delicious,
50%
by the way.
off.
So good.
Get your Halloween ones now. And then
One for the
finally,
road.
Grandpa Gus, so if you leave that popcorn around, you're gonna need this because you don't wanna let the creepy critters get too comfortable. This is all based on the unique combinations of essential oil. So if you smell this right here, mouse repellent that uses peppermint. Everything's 50% off, plus free shipping. We've got a solution for every rodent in the house. It does smell good, but you know what? The mice don't like it.
All right, Tori, thank you so much. We appreciate it as always. Of course, we've partnered with all of these companies. You can find each deal on our website, gmadeals.com. And coming up, meet a couple both diagnosed with breast cancer and the organization that's made all the difference in their recovery.
Tramps like us, baby, we were born to run. Tramps like us.
Welcome back to GMA with Jeremy Allen White as Bruce Springsteen. There he is singing Born to Run in the upcoming biopic, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Next week on GMA, Jeremy's joining us live to talk about the film and playing the legendary musician. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're going to have him here in the studio. Also looking forward to the movie, too.
Yeah, can't wait. Now to some of the other top headlines that we are following right now. A man, police say, had a machete, was arrested near Capitol Hill on a weapons charge. This came after officers say they spotted a suspicious item in his vehicle. The investigation closed roads in the area for hours. Capitol Police ultimately saying he had no interest in Congress.
And Real Housewives of Potomac stars Wendy and Edward Osefo were arrested in Maryland on charges of fraud and making false statements to police. Authorities say earlier this year the couple submitted more than $200,000 in insurance claims after saying their home was burglarized. But investigators say the burglary may have been staged and the couple filed duplicate insurance claims.
And here's your weekend dose of cuteness here. Check out, this is a baby rhino born earlier this month that made its debut at the Cleveland Zoo. This is also a victory for the species. The eastern black rhino is critically endangered, so the zoo is holding a contest to name the rhino now.
There are a lot of big efforts to really bring back those little black rhinos as well as the white ones too. There's incredible work happening behind the scenes.
And they're gorgeous animals too.
Yeah.
Back here on GMA with Becky Worley's Super-Size Day at Disneyland and insider tips on stretching your dollar at the park.
Way up Louisiana, I can't wait to get to the shore around the Bay of Mexico.
Spinning through Disney is a whirlwind. But can you maximize your day at Disney while sticking to a budget? First tip from my guide, Carrie Hayner, who's a member of the free consultation service called Plan Disney. Start early. Rope drop, are we ready? We're ready! Okay, next up, instead of paying for faster line access,
the Disneyland app is going to be your best friend throughout the day. You're going to be able to see wait times.
5 minutes.
Great.
Not bad, let's do it. And what about character meals? Carrie says no need to pay extra.
And you go into the app in the map, click on characters, and here you can see every character that'll be available around this area.
Selfie time with Minnie. We also take advantage of all the free experiences that are hiding in plain sight. Whoa! And hey, the best trick to save money is to minimize purchases.
You can bring in snacks, you can bring water bottles. There's no limit to that.
Oh, so they have these stations all over?
They do, all throughout the parks.
Snacks? Sure. Cheese and salami? Perfect. And it's totally okay to bring snacks in? Yes. We do eat our meals in the park, but these were the only purchases on the day. So I had a $15 lunch and a $15 dinner, and then the cost of my ticket. That's it. And about the ticket. Prices differ day to day. Like I found one for $104 next month. And even more savings? Pay for that ticket using a discounted Disney gift card. Target Red Card holders can get 5% off of Disney gift cards, and wholesale clubs have Disney cards discounted too. And to really maximize the ticket, Nighttime Disney is its own thing.
It is.
So my ticket cost $126 plus $30 for food, And if you paid for it with a discounted gift card, that would total $148 for 14 hours of nonstop fun and joy. For Good Morning America, Becky Worley, Anaheim, California.
All right, our thanks to Becky for that. We saw you, Whit.
Oh, I love that, right.
I love that song. All right, you can scan the QR code on your screen right now for more.
All right.
We're back now with ABC Secret Savings. So Will Gans is back bringing the glam this morning. Everything
And
here,
every morning,
And
I'll have
every
you
morning,
know.
you
Yeah.
should know. Everything here will up your fab factor and is shoppable.
Yes, so let's start with Zadro. These, of course, are lighted mirrors.
Yes.
So this is going to make sure that whenever you leave the house, you are not going to go out with any random, errant,
No, you're going to
powder
look perfect.
marks. Yes, you're going to look perfect. I also love like filming content in front of a mirror like this.
Oh.
Or grandparents, if you really want to surprise your grandkids when you answer your FaceTime, answer in front of lights
That's
like this.
hilarious,
And they'll
yes.
say, Grandma got a glow up. Really, really fabulous. You can see we have 3 different tones of light. They're
Lots
also
of different types of Kelvins.
dimmable.
Whit was very impressed.
Yes, they change color if you want them to. So a really, really excellent lighted mirror option here. Long-lasting, energy-saving dome LED bulbs that stay cool to the touch, which is also great. Today you'll save at least 25% from Zadro.
Okay, cha-ching.
Let's move to a little
skincare.
Skincare, if you dare. This
Yes.
is Dr. Denise, which takes skincare efficacy to a new level. If you're looking for skin that has more tightness, firmness, and reduction in the appearance of fine lines, this is for you. Yes. This has some of the highest percentages of advanced active ingredients in the cosmetics industry, so you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck here. And it's not even that much buck, because today it can all come to you for 40% off everything from Dr. Denise. Yes.
Okay, butter.
Butter. This is a fan fave for the GMA family.
Yes.
Butter London nail care products that deliver strength and shine. You're also going to get a salon level manicure at home with some of these products. How nice do those brushes feel?
Incredible.
Yeah, they're so fab. The cuticle oil will make it look like you got a manicure even if you don't put new fresh paint on there. We also have face, lip, and eye color. Savings up to 75% off today from Butter London.
Okay.
A little bling. I love a little bling.
A little bling, a lot of bling.
Sterling Forever jewelry. So these celestial styles, we have every type of constellation for every type of horoscope.
Yeah.
That is the Capricorn. Yes, I had to look it up for my girl, my favorite Cap. Earrings, necklaces, and rings, all fabulous. We have layering styles here, which you can see. Layering is always on trend, so you can up the look as much as you want or lower the look as much as you want. Today you'll save 50% at least from Sterling Forever.
At least 50%.
Yes. All right. Style Edit Root Cover Up. So this is great for looking fresh in between trips to the salon. So, yeah, that's the powder, which is for touching up roots, covering grays, anything you might need to be doing.
Wide assortment of colors.
Wide assortment of colors and sprays, which is really, really fabulous. Easy to use. Cover your grays and thinning spots, which actually, in the back of the head sometimes, I don't know what's going on in the back of my head. None of my business.
No thinning,
Yes, no thinning.
None of my business.
But I have this exact style edit if I need it. All the shades today, 50% off, which is fabulous. And like you said, a wide variety of colors too. So for
much
everybody.
to choose from.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Will. And we, of course, have partnered with these companies on these huge savings. You can get them by scanning the QR code on your screen. And be sure to check out our very fun, very informative October Secret Savings Special with more than 24 exclusive deals curated just for you. You can stream it now on Hulu. And we'll be right back here on GMA.
Thank you so much for starting your day with us. And big thanks to Rachel Scott, Leslie Lopez in the house
So
today.
good to be here. You can catch more weekend news coverage, of course, on ABC News Live.
And have a fantastic Saturday.
Bye.
See ya.